What a beautiful way to start things off this evening with that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Thank you again, Leanne Rhymes, for that. And thank you all for stopping out for our final night here for the season at Thunder Hill Speedway, night number 2 of our Harvest Hustle. Before we get into the program, we just wanted to send a quick thank you to all you out here. We know we're starting a couple minutes late, but we want to make sure that we have the best track, not only for our racers out here, but also for the fans in the grandstand as well. So we want to thank you all for being able to sit back for a couple minutes and take the time to make sure we really have a good track for you folks this evening. That being said, we might as well start things off and get over to our first heat race of the evening, our intermediate wing class. Starting off on the pole, we have the 28 of Weston Johnson from Clayton, Wisconsin, side by side with the 2024 of Ashton Martin. Inside row number 2 sees the 17 of Callan Haas and the 44 of Reese Smith. Inside row number 3, the 3J of Jonathan Pettit III and the 29 of Abigail Blazel. And rounding out that fourth and final row, we have the 87 of Vincent Marthaler from Sauk Center, Minnesota. And on the outside of row 4, the 1S of Dylan Seibert from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Eight racers, 8 laps in this first heat race of the night. Starting things off with a kart race, we do have some fun surprises for you folks. If you weren't here last night, we have a couple extra classes for you. Not just the traditional karts that you see here at Thunder Hill Speedway, but we have something extra. We brought out our flat track bikes tonight, so we'll have 5 classes of those racing out here on this 6-mile oval. We have 3 classes of youth racers racing the 50cc, 65cc, and 85cc classes. And then we have 2 of our adult amateur classes as well. We have a 250cc class and a 450cc class to bring you guys a little extra added action here for this night number 2 at our Harvest Hustle here at Thunder Hill Speedway. But back to our kart racing. Lights are out. Green next time by for heat number 1 of night number 2 here at Thunder Hill Speedway. Light goes green, and we're racing here for our intermediate wing class. Out front early, we have the 28 of Weston Johnson, slowly but surely pulling away from the rest of the field. Single file throughout the first 3 racers, but we have 3 wide coming out of 4 as the 87 of Marthler's making his way up through the field. Started second to last, already up to 4th now. We're definitely seeing moves there at the back of the field. Out front alone, though, it's still the 28 of Weston Johnson pulling away from the crowd. About 10 kart lengths back, the 17 of Callan Haas is there, side by side with the 3J of Pettit. Pettit trying to move up into that second place spot, ducking low on the front stretch, looking high in the corners, nothing quite working there, but this is going to give a chance for the 87 of Marthaler to try to make his move up. Don't count out the 44 of Reese Smith, though. Smith been having a solid season here in the intermediate wing class. Smith able to move up to 4th, setting their eyes on the 3rd place competitor, the 3J of Pettit. Johnson, Haas, Pettit, Smith, Marthaler, your top 5. And we got a little bit of space before we get back to the 29 of Blazel. And then a side-by-side battle between the 1S of Seibert and the 2024 of Martin. White flag is out, 1 more lap to go for Johnson, who's putting on an absolute clinic in this intermediate wing class with about a straightaway advantage on his 2nd place competitor. Checkered flag is out. Give it up for your first heat race winner of the night, Weston Johnson out of Clayton, Wisconsin. Johnson going to take the heat race win. 17 of Haas going to finish 2nd. And I believe it was the 44 of Smith rounding out your podium for this heat race. With our first kart race out of the way, this is going to bring us to our first flat track bike race of the night. Our 50cc competitors. So we got 4 racers in our first flat track bike class of the night. Starting off first, we have the 6 of Mia Smiley out of Lake Mills, Wisconsin, the 609 of Jacob Hawk from New Ulm, Minnesota, the 66 of Cooper Mindiola from Hudson, Wisconsin, and the 26 of Miley Smiley. One more lap to go for the 66 of Cooper Mindiola. Mindiola, Hauk, Smiley, your running order as it sits. Double Smiley's gonna take the white flag. Checkered is out though. Give it up for your first flat track bike heat race winner of the night, Cooper Mindiola. Jacob Hauk gonna finish second. And then we've got a Smiley dead heat for 3 and 4. Looks like the last step on the podium is going to end up going to the 6 of Mia Smiley, with Miley Smiley rounding out your top 4. And now with our 50cc bikes off the track, we'll be moving back to our kart classes. So for our heat races and features tonight, one thing you're gonna see is we're gonna be flip-flopping back and forth, give you a taste of some karts, bring some bikes out, back to 4 wheels, back to 2 wheels, just mixing and matching, making sure we can have a fun program going on for you. And right now we're gonna bring out our rookie cage class. We have 6 racers in this class tonight. Starting off on the pole, we have the 608 of Jace Tarvis out of Cameron, Wisconsin, the 22 of Theo LeBlanc from Menominee, Wisconsin, the 10 of Ledger Canton, the 16 of Benjamin Bargender from Marshfield, Wisconsin, the 34 Brantley Langer from Menominee, Wisconsin, and rounding out our 6 kart field, we have the 60 JR of Mila Baker from Boyd, Wisconsin. Lights are gonna go green, and we are officially rookie cage racing tonight. So one thing you're gonna see that's a little different about this class as opposed to not only our other kart classes, but our bike classes as well. So these racers are gonna be very similar to those 50cc bikes that you just saw out on the track, these are brand new racers to the sport. Might not be their first night tonight, but it could possibly be their first night racing, let alone first time being in a kart for all we know. So we're definitely going to have a different program for this class as opposed to some of our other classes out there. Instead of lining them up in the traditional two-wide order, giving them a lap and then setting their sights on the green flag, we're just really trying to get these karts out here, give them a chance to get to